Okay, I've been getting a lot of questions from people who've seen my track video on YouTube about how I had the audio quality so clean. So I'm going to go through kind of the prep work that I did for the microphone, and hopefully this will help those of you out there who are wanting to get better recording on a motorcycle or anything else with a helmet and lots of wind. So to start off with, I've got it's an Olympus ME52 noise canceling microphone. This particular, the ME52 is just a mono one. I've got a mono to stereo adapter that I use to plug into the camera to convert the mono signal from the microphone into stereo for the camera. You can get a stereo version of this microphone, and that'll work just fine as well. The mono's been good for what I'm doing. The price was good, etc. So what I did is I started with, I wanted to put a windscreen on it. The microphone comes with like a little dinky kind of small windscreen that goes over it. Not very effective. So I decided I wanted to get a thicker, put a thicker piece of foam around it. So what I did is I just took some old packing material out of something that I had shipped to me, just your regular foam. Basically cut a piece off of the end of it. So you end up with a little kind of little box-shaped piece of the foam. Next step, I took some scissors and basically in the middle of the foam, kind of push the scissors in and just kind of make these little kind of cross cuts, little kind of like a little X pattern, and just keep going. Basically, the goal is to make kind of a snug little hole for the microphone to go in. This is the first version that I produced. The hole I ended up with isn't quite centered. This is the one I've been using. This is the one I used in my track video. It works just fine the way it is. Basically, you want something where the microphone can fit all the way kind of down in it, so that all of the input points of the microphone are covered. I did this one so it stopped right about there because this particular microphone has a little pivot on it. So I figured I'd want to be able to adjust it, and so I did it so that the microphone went in far enough to cover all of the input portions, but still allowed it to kind of pivot. So I had done a test video earlier with just the piece of foam on the microphone, with the microphone in the helmet, and I'll show that in a minute here. And it was okay. It was certainly better than without the foam, but it was still very noisy, lots of wind noise. So I did a little looking around on the web and found some folks that, some articles that talking about people taking like a balloon and basically putting a balloon over it, and that was helping with that. So I didn't have any balloons handy, but what I did have was kind of a nitrile glove. So I took my trusty scissors, cut the thumb off of it, and then basically I took the foam with the microphone in it. And of course, I'm going to see if I can do this. It's a little tricky. But basically, we shoved the foam and the microphone inside of the thumb off of the glove. And we need to pull it all the way down for our last step. So I had done some tests with it like this, where it was covering the main part of the microphone, but the base was open. That still produced an awful lot of wind noise. It was better still than without the piece from the glove on it, but it was still very noisy. For my track day, I went one step further and I took a zip tie, and basically my goal was to kind of seal any air off of it. So I kind of pinched the bit of the glove here, kind of pulled it around so it was kind of twisted like that, and then just took a zip tie and ran a zip tie around it. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and get it started here off of it. And then again, I want to make sure that the bit of the glove doesn't cover the electrical connection. Certainly we don't want to interfere with that, so we put the zip tie on it. so that the bit of the glove is, so it's all sealed so that basically there's no air there. So cut the little piece of the outer piece of the zip tie off, and then so we've got a nice little sealed kind of little nodule with the microphone in it. I'll move this stuff out of the way, and then we'll go over kind of where it's at with the helmet. So let's see, I don't know if you, let's get this where you can see it. So what I've done is I've got the Olympus microphone came with a little short adapter cable or extension cable. The cable was mono because the microphone was mono. So when I do my mono to stereo adapter, that's actually going to go on the part that goes on the camera. So this is the plug that would go into the camera. So what I do is put that into my mono to stereo adapter, and I'll go over the camera. I had it set up so the camera mounts to the side. It's a Sony HDR AS15 action cam. And this just plugs into a little jack on the bottom of that cam. And then I routed the cabling kind of through and behind my, get some more light in here. Let's try this, a little bit more light. So I routed the cable in behind kind of my, my padding in the helmet. And then it's really kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can see that. I can get, of course, my thing's in the way. Let's try that. That's a little better. So up in there is the jack for the microphone, kind of up in the helmet. It's kind of right around where my mouth goes in the helmet. And, let me plug that in so you can see what that looks like. Open this up. So in the front of the helmet, I'll plug the microphone in, and then that just kind of sits down. It's kind of hard to see there, but some more light on it. So that just sits down in the front, kind of where my mouth goes in the helmet. And that made a pretty big difference. And then lastly, for this particular helmet, this is a fairly inexpensive HJC CL16 helmet. There was an extra kind of accessory piece. That's this piece here that kind of blocks some of the incoming wind into the under your chin in the helmet, and that made a big difference too. So all those things combined ended up allowing for the audio, my speaking on the track video was very, very clean. So I'm very pleased with that setup, and I will continue to use it. I hope this information has helped you, and good luck and good writing. Thanks.